Hello all. So we are going to learn what is the difference between the shallow copy and a deep copy. Okay. And we should, and first of all, before going to understand what is shallow copy and deep copy, first we should understand what is the problem with a normal copy. Okay, let's see. So normally we don't get any problem with primitives in JavaScript while copying. So whenever we are dealing with the non-primitives, we will get some problems. Okay. So let's take some examples so that we can understand easily. So I'm just taking var x, or suppose let's say x is fine, x, and I'm just taking the object, so it will be easy for us to understand. So I'm just taking a simple object. It has two properties. One is a equal to 10 and b is equal to 20. Simple. So I want to copy it to another variable, that is y, and just I want to copy x into y, the simple thing. And if I do console.log, here I'm just displaying x, and here I'm going to display the y. These are the original values. Okay, one after copy, what is the value of x and what will be the value of y. So let me add some string so that we can correlate easily. So this is very important topic. Please practice along with me. Okay, so let me run the code. So node and app. So if you see, x value is same and y value is also same. Okay, it's so here if you do so, this is a normal copy. So this is just a normal copy. There is no word called normal copy, but the copying in a general way, that's why I'm saying just normal copy or a general way of copying. So here, suppose if you try to change the property of y. So after copying the value of x and y, we understand. So now what I'm doing here, I'm just trying to change the value of property b in the object y. So here I'm just giving this value as 5,000 or 50,000. That's it. So now I'm doing the same thing. Let's try to log the details of x and y. So here I will just give some line, so we can also differentiate between those two things so that it's easy for us to recognize. So I try to change the value of property b of object y. So now if you see, I write only for object b only, so object y. So if you see what I try to change, because here I didn't write a x dot b, I just tried y dot b, because it should change the value of property b in object y, but it is changing the value of b in object x also. Why it is happening? Understood? Is this a problem or not? Because you see, if I do like this, a dot b equal to 5,000, that is fine. Because I'm just doing the change for both the objects. A dot b, it's x dot b, because object name is x, right? So that's my fault. So if you see, that's fine. This is fine. But here I'm not doing this. Even without this also, giving, it is reflecting, it is changing the value of property b in x object. This is the problem. Right? So why it is happening means, objects, whenever you copy arrays and objects, it will copy the reference. Okay, it will copy the reference. So you should recollect the concept called call by reference, right? Reference. Okay, so whenever you do with the normal primitives, that will deal with the call by value and call by reference. So if you don't have an idea about this, please watch the previous videos in our playlist, or you can check in the Google. So it is because x and y are referring to the same address, same memory. So whenever you are copying y is equal to x, it is not going to allocate a new memory for this. It is just giving a reference to same memory which X is stored in the heap memory. That is the problem. So this is a problem. So how to overcome this? Because I want to change. Suppose if I do change for B property which is there X, it should apply for only that particular object, but it should not reflect, because whenever you do a normal copy, it is referring to the same objects. Then definitely we will face this problem. So how to solve this one? The first solution is, so we can go with a shallow copy. Okay, this is the normal copy. We are facing some problem, so we have a solution. Two solutions are there. One is shallow copy, another one is a deep copy. Okay, deep copy. Okay, first we can learn shallow copy, and there are some problems with the shallow copy also, and it will solve the 50% things, and it will face some other issues also. So we should understand that. Then the deep copy will solve each and every problem. But suppose you can say that, Raghu, if deep copy is solving every problem, why we need to learn shallow copy? So let's learn in detail, so that we have some advantage with some shallow copy also. Okay, we should understand those important things. So now, okay, normal copy is done. I hope you understand. Please practice up to this point, and then come to the shallow copy. Otherwise, you will get confusion definitely, because without practice, you will get confused. So now I'm just doing the same thing. So here, to do a shallow copy, okay, normally in JavaScript we have for objects we have two ways. Okay, maybe we have more ways, but two popular ways. One is with the help of spread operator. Okay, one is with the help of spread operator, and another one is object dot assign method. With the help of object dot assign method, we can do it. Suppose if you're new to like spread operator, if you don't know what is spread operator, because you can find many videos in the YouTube. Even I have created separate video on spread operator, so you can go and learn it. So now, just I will give a simple explanation so that you will understand easily. And but for full information, you can go and watch those videos in YouTube. So now we are going to do a copy with a spread operator. So what we are doing, so previously we just copied directly. This is the normal copy. So now I'm just commenting these lines. I'm just commenting these lines. Okay, for now. Okay, just take the same thing so that it's easy to compare. First part is a normal copy. We face some problem. So now we are coming with a shallow copy. This is a normal copy. Okay. Now we need to do a shallow copy. How with first we can go with the spread operator. So here I'm just declaring another variable called y. So instead of directly copying like x, what we need to do, we should use a spread operator. So this is the object. That's why I just give an object syntax, simple, and spread a. That's it, simple. So what happened? It copied. So here this time it allocates a new memory. It is not going to refer the same memory. It is allocated a new memory. So it is allocating a new memory. So super fantastic, right? It's allocating a new memory, but still we face some problem. So we are going to discuss those things. So now we can do the same thing. We can do, suppose, let me write down. Not a big deal. It doesn't take too much time. So before copying, we know, right? Before doing any changes, we should check the values of x and y object, and at the same time, after doing some operation, after doing some changes, like similarly, previously what we have done, so we can do the same thing. So what I'm doing here again, I'm going to change the y value. Y dot b is equal to 5,000. Okay. So before that, let's see whether it is copying properly or not. So if you are getting some confusion with my writing, so just do write the code in your code editor so that you will get more clarity. So here what I'm doing, simply I just try with a shallow copy with a spread operator. This is the spread operator. 3 dots is a spread operator. So let's see whether we are getting a proper whether it is copied properly or not. First, that is important for us, right? Then we can see the next thing. Okay, it is a new memory, like A is not defined. Oh my God, Raghu, what's kind of mistakes you are doing? So this is X, right? This is X. Okay, sometimes whenever you deal with X and Y and A and B, you will get some confusion. That's not a problem. So let's see this our app. So if you see A value is 10 and B value is 10, Y also have a Y object has A value 10 and B value 10. So fantastic. So now we are going to do the same change what we tried the previously just before 2 minutes. The Y dot B is equal to 5000. Let's see now whether it will reflect X also. No. Okay, see, now this is fantastic. I try to change value of B of the Y object. So it is updated and it is not touching, it is not doing any damage for X object. This is fantastic. So that means we solve the issue, right? So whenever we are copying directly with a normal copy or general way of copying, especially for a non-primitives, we are facing issues because it is copying the reference. But here it is not copying the reference. Okay, it is copying the actual value. So it is creating a new memory. Okay, let's see. We can take another example. So we done with a spread operator, and I will show you how to do the same thing with the object dot assign. So that you will be familiar. So I am doing where y is equal to, okay, object dot assign. Object dot assign. Fantastic. Object dot assign. And here the syntax is just put empty object and just mention the source like X. So here I'm just commenting this one. So what this is with a spread operator. This is done with a spread operator. And now we are going with a second option, that is object.assign. Okay. Here itself you can see that object.assign. So we are doing in this way. Let's see, because here I'm just trying to change the value to a 7000. Let's see whether it is working or not. It's working absolutely fine. So it is not damaging the value of any value in the X object. So whenever you do y dot b, and it is going and changing that particular value. So then why we need to learn a deep copy? So right now everything is working fine, right? Everything is working fine. So let's see. I hope, please do practice and get ready. Please do practice. Just pause this video. Do practice. Understand the difference between normal copy and shallow copy. This is what we have done here in the last 2 minutes. That is a shallow copy. With the help of spread operator and with the help of object.assign, we have done a shallow copy. Okay. Once you have done the practice, once you understand, now we can go with the problem in a shallow copy. We should understand what is the problem with the shallow copy and then why we need to learn deep copy. So here is the example. So if you see, suppose X is there, A value is 10, B value is 20. What I'm doing here, I'm just putting some address. Suppose, for example, maybe this is not the perfect example. So I'm just putting another thing like address. Here I'm writing simple. Okay, I'm not going to make it complex. Pin code number is like 5000, and I'm just giving 77. Okay, 500077. So now we are copying the same thing. We did x y dot b is equal to 7000. That is also fine. So it will change only that value. Please do practice along with me. If you just execute code in your code editor, you will get the clarity sometimes. Okay, that is more important for us. So if you see, so fine, because this is the X object and we copied into Y and we try to change the value of B only. So B only changed. There is no problem for us. So what, everything is good. Everything is good. Now I want to change the pin code of Y. What I'm doing, I want to change the pin code property, which is the part of address, and this which address is part of X or Y. So now what I'm doing, Here I'm just trying to change. So how to change that? Y dot address dot pin code, right? Right? You know all these fundamentals. Suppose here I'm doing like 8000 and 99. So I'm just giving a new value. Okay. Here I'm just changing the pin code of object Y. I'm not touching the pin code of object X. Observe carefully. I didn't touch. So how we are changing the value B? Okay, B value we have changed it to 7000 for object Y. The same way we have changed the pin code for object Y only. Okay, and this address. So let's see the results. Let's see the results. Just execute it. I think you observe the problem, right? Observe carefully. Observe carefully. This is the output. Initially, a x value is x in an x object. A value is 10, b value 20, address, and in that pin code is 500077. Fine. And we have changed y dot b is equal to 7000. Here, y value has b, property of y, okay, property of object y, that is b, the value is 7000. So it has changed from 20 to 7000. That is also fine for us, and it is not damaging the information which is there in x. Okay, but here observe carefully. I try to change the pin code only for y object. Y I tried y dot address dot pin code. That is, I mentioned like 800099. But why it is updating this value? X again. Here we solve the problem, right? We solved one problem because whenever you do a normal copy, if I try to change the B value, it is reflecting this X object also. But luckily, we solved that problem with a spread operator or object dot assign. But here we are facing another value, another problem, because here this is a nested array. This is nested object inside object, because this is the object, right? This is the object inside the object, inside the big object. So here, shallow, whenever you do shallow copy, it will copy properly only the first level. If you have a nested level, again it will go and refer the same object. Okay, that's the bad thing with the shallow copy. Understood? Understood? If you do practice along with me, definitely you understood already. So if you see, I'm just clearing one more time and just running. So if you see here, I try to change the value of B of object Y, and it is not damaging the value of B in X. That is fantastic. That's solved some problem. But here, whenever you have a nested object, again we are facing the same issue. Facing the same issue. This is the problem with a shallow copy. Either you can go with the object dot assign, or we go with the spread operator. If you have a nested object, or you can take an example with the arrays. Okay, if you have a nested array or object inside that array, or array inside the object, whatever it is, if you just take in a complex nested object or a nested array, so if you want to copy, then the shallow copying is also wrong. So shallow copying is also showing some errors. So then how to solve this one? How to solve this one? So we can solve this issue with a deep copy. Okay, with the deep copy. So this is a shallow copy. Observe carefully. Just go and read the documentation in the developer.mozilla.organization. So because you can find many, like much more better the explanation definitely than me. So if you see, if you have an object, you can go with the object.assign or object.create, okay, and the spread operator, spread syntax. Whenever you're dealing with the arrays, we have a concat, or you can do with a slice, you can do with the array.form. Okay, we just try to play with those things also. Just take an array of, okay, here luckily he has taken example with array and nested object inside the array. So please do practice this one. So understood the problem with a shallow copy. Okay, first we understand the problem with a normal copy, so that we tried with a shallow copy. This shallow copy is also giving a problem. It's just we are facing some problem whenever we have a nested object. Suppose if you have only one level, no problem. We can go with the shallow copy. We can go with the shallow copy with spread operator or object dot assign. But if you have a nested object, so then what we need to do? We need to take help of a deep copy. So how to do a deep copy? Because if even if you have 10 levels or 20 levels or 30 levels of nested object, but you want to copy properly. I don't want to copy the references of one object into other object. I need to detach that references. I need to break all the references of those two objects. Then we should go with a deep copy. It's very simple. It's very simple. Okay, what's the formula for that? Just first you should do json.stringify, and then you should convert into again object, normal object. So if you don't know what is a json.stringify and json.parse, already I have prepared some videos on that. Please go and practice it. Otherwise, no problem. Just so what it will do, json.stringify, it will convert object or array into string. Okay. Again, if you do json.parse, again, it will convert that object into a normal object, JSON object to normal object. Okay, so right now don't think too much. So just remember this formula and learn separately what is a JSON and what is a JSON.stringify and what is a JSON.parse and why we are doing all this thing. But here, simple formula to a deep copy. To a deep copy. So we understand that shallow copy also, with shallow copy also we have some problems. So now we should do with a deep copy. So let me copy the same code. This is not shallow copy or deep copy. So let me take the same example x. Okay, x. This is the x value. So now whenever you want to copy into another object, so what we need to do, where y, you need to do a deep copy. So here first do a json dot stringify. So this is the object, right? This is object, just convert into a string, JSON string, and then convert this whole information again back to a JavaScript object. So this JSON.stringify will convert your our JavaScript object into JSON string. Okay, and again, if you want to convert the JSON string back to our object again, so again just pass the same information like JSON dot parse. Okay, I'm just writing both the things in a single statement. If you have confusion, just go with the two statements. What you are doing here, first we are converting normal object to a JSON string, and then again that we are just converting that JSON string to our JavaScript objects. Okay, so then it will detach all the references. Even if you go with n number of nested objects, it will solve, it will copy exactly properly for us. So now if you see, so okay, let me do a same operation. Okay, same operation. So let's copy the whole thing. So what we are doing, so I'm just trying to change the value of b from object y, and again I'm trying to change the pin code of object y. So it should reflect, it should change only in these two things, right? So now if you see the result, so I'm just keeping the previous results also so that you can compare. No, so if you see, it's fantastic. So previously, if you have a nested object, this is done with a shallow copy. And we try to change this pin code, but it is reflecting this one because whenever you do a shallow copy, still it is taking the references of a previous object, okay, source object in that nested things. So that's why we are facing problem. So here completely detach. Even if you have a 10 levels or 20 levels, 30 levels of nested, no problem. So just go with this statement, json.parse, and give json.stringify of that particular object. So it will convert, it will break everything, and it will give you again your fantastic object and with detachments of the previous object. So you can do anything. So now the question is, Raku, if we are happy with a deep copy, why we need to learn shallow copy? Because shallow copy is also providing some problems, right? It is facing some problem. But here the conclusion is, here, suppose if you have one level at the time, shallow copy is very faster than deep copy. Okay, deep copy. Okay, and we don't have any problem with one level, right? We don't have any problem with one level. Suppose if you have a nested object or array, at the time you don't have any option, you should go with a deep, whether it is taking performance wise, it is taking problem, but we need an exact solution, right? At the time you go with a deep copy. So deep copy is very important. Deep copy is perfect for us, but still we use shallow copy because shallow copy is much faster than deep copy. And but we should use shallow copy only for one level. Otherwise, we will face some problems. And we have another ways to uh, just spread this nested object also, but it's very complicated. It's very complicated, but you can try. I will try to come up with another video than that, but it's very complex. So whenever you have one level of copy, one level of object or array, just go with a shallow. And if you have a deep, definitely you should go with a deep copy. And remember, don't do normal copy on arrays and objects at any point of time. At any point of time, okay, you can do a normal copy on primitives, that is okay, that is perfect, no problem for us. But whenever you're dealing with the non-primitives, whenever you're dealing with arrays and objects and even functions, okay, and classes, whenever you're trying to copy, at the time, please be careful. Either use a shallow copy or decopy. And at the same time, you should be very conscious that we are using a shallow copy, it should be one level. If it is one level, no problem. If you have a multiple levels, then it's better to go with a deep copy. I hope you guys understood. So if you didn't understand, one thing, please watch this video again and do practice step by step how I did. Then you will understand. After that also, if you're not able to understand, okay, just ping me in the comment section that Raghu, your explanation is not good to understand. So I will come up with, I don't say sorry kind of thing. I will come up with another explanation. I will try to explain in more detail for you. Okay, that is my job. Then only I will be happy. So if you understand this concept, please click on like button. Okay, why I need to ask you please? Okay, I don't ask please, but because why I'm asking to click on like button means, so if you feel this information is valuable, it's better to spread to other people, right? That's why I'm asking. Otherwise, I don't have any problem. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Okay, please do practice and understand it and revise it, because this concept is somewhat complex. So just revise every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Then after that, you will remember for a long time. Okay, that's all for today. And this session, okay, I really enjoyed explaining this concept. But if you really enjoyed, if you learned, okay, just ping me in the comment section that whether you understood or not. I will be very happy if you understand. Okay, thank you and see you in the next important topic maybe sometime later. Bye bye.